How are
Hey,
you?
good. Lovely to meet you.
Likewise. Who made
Yes.
your hat?
Holla Hat Co.
Holla.
Holla Hat Co. in Chicago.
Okay.
Custom hat. The material was sent from Mossy Oak in
Uh-huh.
Mississippi. It's the only one that exists.
That's crazy. I
Yeah.
like that. I've never seen a camo on top and bottom. That's pretty
Well,
cool.
it's the only one that exists, and they've had a lot of people wanting to replicate it, and they said no, we're just going to keep it
Hell yeah.
as that one. So we're really excited to talk to you because it sounds like you're quite the outdoorsman, and we heard about your history staying on your grandfather's farm out in the woods and all this good stuff. Before we get into the music, this is the Outdoor Channel, and we'd love for you to say hi to everyone and share some of those passions with everyone.
How's it going? The woods is a church.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I grew up running around in the woods when I was a kid, just like everybody else back home. You know. Song I got on the radio right now came from that kind of feeling. It was something that I used to say to my mother before I would run off in the woods for a couple of days. She would say, "Stay within earshot. Don't die. I'll come find you if you need me." That kind of stuff. And I just used to look at her and go, "Mama, if I don't come back, don't come looking for me." But no, I used to take a bow out there, go hunt rabbit, squirrel, start a fire, lay under a tree, and take a blanket and cozy up next to that fire, baby.
By yourself?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I grew up on a whole bunch of backed up to a whole bunch of state land that you couldn't build on. It was all floodplain, so you couldn't. People really shouldn't have been back there in the first place because
Right.
you take one wrong step, you're up to here in silt.
Right.
And I just I loved being in the woods when I was a kid, and I always liked being out there by myself, and there wasn't anybody talking, and it was just peace. Yeah,
That's awesome. And so where was home for you?
Maryland.
Maryland. Okay. And what was the particular story about when you were 18 years old going out onto your grandfather's farm?
So the tack room. My dad grew up on a horse farm. They boarded race horses. They had about 35 of them at one time, and it was my uncle's room, it was my dad's room, my cousin's room, my brother's room. It was a massive party den for like 40 years. So thousands of signatures on the wall from people coming in and out, just like total throwdown spot. Like Tuesday, there's 50 people there getting hammered. You know what I mean? So nobody was living in it for a while, and I just got tired of living by another man's rules and under another man's roof. I was tired of being asked to carry myself as a grown man and not having the freedoms of one. And I just said, yeah, I'm done with that. I'm out. So I walked up to the big house at my grandfather's farm and asked my grandfather's wife if I could move in there, and she was like, yeah, go for it. So tore the roof off, put a new one on there, slammed a wood stove in there, and it was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I understand you're going to be going on tour with Hardy. Are you excited?
Oh my God, we've been looking forward to it for a while.
Yeah.
It sold out twice. Most of those shows sold out twice, so we had to reload them. They're going to be club dates, so we've been playing arenas and amphitheaters and outside and this entire year, so we've been playing with that mentality. To take that into a club is going to be so much fun because like you can feel their breath and you can feel them on top of you, and it's just like, oh, like I'm like in it. But yeah, we're going to blow some speakers. It's going to be a fun time.
That's awesome. And can you tell us a little bit about your journey coming to Nashville and, getting to where you are now, the success that you've had recently and
Yeah, so I first came down here when I was about 15 years old, just to come check it out. I had done a little record of songs that I've been writing back home in Baltimore with, he's actually my drummer now, and he and I produced this record. And a couple years go by, we were playing regionally back home, and we get a call one day after we sold this place out in Annapolis, and it's a booking agency, and they're like, hey, why don't you come down and do a showcase? And we were like, okay. And long story short, we're sitting in a meeting with them, and they call a publishing friend of theirs who's now my publisher. Bada bing, bada boom, they start putting demos out to a couple labels and whatnot, and then Luke Dick asked me to open up this show at the Basement East, and Allison Jones from Big Machine showed up, and I got off stage, and she wouldn't let me go. So
That's lucky.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome. So well, firstly, Zach has a,
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure if you were a fisherman or a hunter or not. I wasn't sure. But now I feel like there's some country boy can't survive things going on with that. Definitely appreciate hunting and fishing, I'm guessing. So I have this petition. I'm trying to make a change here. I want to move the CMAs out of the rut, out of deer season, and also not into turkey season because that would probably be worse for me. Would you sign it?
I would sign it.
Here you go, sir.
I didn't get out last year. I just took 2 weeks off. I got a 18th. I think it's the 18th I got. And I'm going up West Virginia 4 days, go sit in a tree stand with 4 of my buddies, and just I didn't get to go last year. I was on the road so much, but yeah, it's been a while since I tasted blood, man.
That's awesome. Well, that's where I'm headed tomorrow. I got 5 signatures, so maybe next year this thing will be in June or something.
That would be sick. That would be sick.
I don't know if I have. Are we wrapping up? What was the first hunt you ever went on?
My uncle. Didn't see nothing. No, my dad didn't hunt. He would go bird hunting with you, but it ain't in him to take something bigger than a bird. I think he shot an owl when he was younger, and it just kind of threw him off. But my uncle, we call him Big Buck for a reason. He's got a whole bunch of mounts. Fallow deer. That dude's jumped out of a tree with a knife on and gutted a wild pig and like got it on video. Like
That was like Tim Wells.
yeah, like Tarzan kind of stuff. Anywho, no, but I started hunting with my uncle when I was about 12, 13. And then the first deer I ever shot was this little 8-point out the back of my grandfather's farm.
Aw.
Yeah, right at the back of the tack room.
how many spikes?
His tines down here were snapped off from fighting, and it was a 6-point, but he definitely had 2 nubs here, but they were both snapped clean off. He was about 170 some pounds. Nice little 4-year-old.
That's a lot of jerky.
He ain't
Yeah.
good. He
Oh,
ain't
yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we
Thanks
wish
for
you
having
all the success on tour. It's going to be awesome. Have you got any dates here in Nashville?
We're playing the Basement East in January. I want to say it's the 18th or the
Okay.
19th.
We might have to try and catch that one.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Enjoy the CMAs. Thanks, mate. See you later.
See ya.